All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We're on episode 3 now for the podcast. And this morning I have my toko right here, my good friend, Stan Maasi. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good, man.
Nah, feeling good, bro. This is my first podcast, so the nerves are kicking in. But yeah, I'm just super grateful, man, for you, for the opportunity to be on your podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks heaps for having me, Mark.
Oh man, I'm blessed too. I'm blessed and grateful to have you on. Like even when I messaged out to you and asked if you were keen to jump on, man, I know the feeling. I was just wondering when you read that message, what was going on in your heart and your mind?
Docs, honestly, first impressions were, bro, I'm keen as. Just because I haven't done this before, you know?
Yeah.
But now that we're here, it's a bit, I should have given it some more time.
Now you see like the
lights camera action. Oh man, but yeah, I'm happy to be here, Docs.
Yeah, nice. Grateful. Thank you for coming on. I think just to like kick off things, I'll probably start myself on how we kind of like met, how we crossed paths. I think just on my end, I would say. Because I moved to Australia in 2007. Yeah. That's when I moved here.
True.
Yeah. And I lived out in Logan. I stayed with my uncle over there. That's my mom's brother. And I lived out there for probably a good two years. And then from there, I moved out to Goodna. And then I came out to Ipswich. So I kind of like left my family. I left New Zealand way back then by myself too. So I came here.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I think like I can't remember exactly like when my family were asking me if I've crossed paths with you, but I think it was around like when did you come? Like
early
2011, 2010?
In Brisbane, we moved here 2018.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
2018. Moved over before my family came. So I moved over, kind of prepared everything.
Oh, yeah.
After I was settled into our own home, and that's when I moved my family over.
Oh, so you came by yourself?
Yeah, I came by myself. I stayed with some good friends. You know them, Dr. Bennetts?
Who? Oh, yeah. Warren,
Shout
nice.
out to my toko Warren.
Warren, yeah.
Yeah, he took good care of me. Him and his wife, Sophia, they took me in.
Yeah.
They provided a home for me. So I stayed with them until we found our own place and worked. And yeah, so I pretty much applied for a job while I was in NZ, Docs. For here?
Oh, okay. What was that? What job was that?
It was in the youth detention centre.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. At the time, my wife was a flight attendant. And it was pretty cool because her perks allowed me to fly over and do... Because the process was pretty thorough. And I had to come over, do a fitness test. So I applied online, they gave me a call, gave me the green light. They said, okay, we need you to come do a fitness test.
Oh, yeah.
So then I told my wife, I said, babe, because we've always been wanting to move to Brisbane, Docs.
Yeah.
And I think that was a sign for me, because I told her, bro, you know what, let's just apply for a few jobs and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
They got back to me. And then everything just worked out. Like they called me, said, all right, come do the fitness testing. And because of my wife's perks, I ended up flying over. Did the fitness test, flew back the next day. And then they gave me a call and they said, oh, this is the interview process, Docs. And that's where I'm pretty confident, dude. And at that time I was thinking, babe, because they gave me the interview, I was like, I got it. I was like, I got it, babe. I got it. She's like, no way. I'm like, I don't really have it, but I'm going for the interview. But if I'm going for the interview, there's no mucking around, though. I'm going to like land the job. And my wife's like, babe, are you sure? You know, because new country, and my wife, she doesn't really like the thought of me just kind of going without something solid. She'd rather me come over once I land the job. But I told her, bro, I'm actually pretty confident, babe. I'll go over there, smash it out, and then I'll stay there until they give me the job. Yeah. And so when I did come out, Docs, I wasn't confident at all. The confidence was here when I was on the phone, but you know the pressure, Docs. There was a lot of pressure for me to come and land the job, and I was trying to think of plan Bs or alternatives. just in case I didn't get the job, you know.
You were thinking this like in NZ, or were you thinking about this when you were here?
'Cause honestly, bro, I was over NZ. I was like,
yeah.
you know what?
Yeah.
I think it's time for me and my wife to do something new.
Yeah,
You know, get
yeah.
out of our comfort zone. Because, you know, when we're back
Nice.
home, you know, we've got the luxury of having our parents.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it kind of like, not in a negative way, but it just doesn't allow us to grow as much
Yeah,
and be
I
more
understand.
independent.
That makes sense.
So for me,
yeah.
I was thinking, man, I need to get out of my comfort zone. Just go and give it a crack, bro. So I ended up coming. Dogs, the man came, did the interviews. And then I think it was a week later, they called me back. They said, yeah,
Hey.
you got the job. All you need to do is do your medicals and you're sweet. You're good to go.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the intake started 2 weeks after they gave me that call. So I was here a week. They called me, gave me the job. 2 weeks later, I started.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man.
Man, it all worked out.
It all worked out.
It all worked out.
Honestly.
Ah, I love that, man. I love that you said that, you know, you wanted something new, you know. I know for me, at my time, when I was like moving over, it was a little bit different for me. I think because I did my church mission, I did it in Western Australia, in Perth.
Yeah.
And I kind of knew from there, like, that this country, like, I don't know, I kind of had a feeling this is where I'm meant to be. I'm not sure where in Australia, but I knew it was somewhere here. Yeah. And I knew that the money is good here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and I didn't know how good, you know, but I just took a risk. I remember I went back home after, and I stayed, I think, for a year. Yeah, just over a year or maybe a year. And then I told my parents, well, I told my mum. I told my mum first. I was like, oh, I want to go to Australia and I want to see if I can get a job there. Yeah. And my mum was like, oh, yeah, good son. Yeah. Go ahead. She's like, did you tell dad? And I was like, no. I was like, nah, like I didn't tell dad because my dad's different. My dad's different. He's like a bit quiet on things like that. You know, well, in my experience anyways. So I was working with him. We were doing like furniture removal. And like when you're doing that job, once the job's done, you drive all the way home, you know? That's time to talk, you know? So I remember I threw it out there. I was like, oh, Dad, I want to go to Australia. And my dad's like, oh, yeah. How long? And then I just said, for 3 weeks, like to make it sound like I was going to go and come back. That was it. Like once I said that was it. Like I just left it there because I don't know. I think at the time I got nervous. I must have got nervous. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
I think it's hard with dads, dogs.
Yeah.
Like with the dads, it's... I don't know. Because I was the same with my old man. It was hard to kind of like open up with him. Yeah. And especially certain... And that was a big thing, I bet, for you, man. Like, because you're really set in your mind that you're going to move here.
Yeah.
And like, you know, those are some of the things that we do.
Yeah.
Like we kind of just sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
So that they give us the green light. And then,
because you know, once they say like no, like
it's like,
that's it. You got to come back.
Because you already know
the hand might get warm, man. See?
Yeah.
It makes sense. So that was me.
True.
And then so I came over, but like we were talking before, I came over and I knew I'm here to find a job, right? I think it was like I had about 1 week left, and then I got a job. Yeah, I found a job. And so then that's when I called home, told my mom. My mom was happy, you know. Oh, good on you, son. And I was like, yeah, you know, I'll work, I'll send some money over, like all that stuff, you know. And then my dad was there, like as well, in the room with my mom. And then my mom goes, oh, you wanna talk to dad? And I was like, okay, yeah, put him on. Because I can't escape it now, you know. I'm already like I'm here.
Now that you're here in Australia, it's like I got more confidence, dude.
Yeah. Like what? What are you gonna do? Fly over? No, but like I put it on to dad, and I spoke to dad, and I just told him, and I remember when I said it, like that part there when I said, oh, dad, I'm not coming back, like I got a job. Yeah. And he was a bit silent. Yeah. I think I'm not sure if my mom, you know, kind of gave him heads up that was my plan after I left. I don't know. But he was a bit silent for a while. And then he just said to me, you know, if it doesn't work out, I can come home. Yeah. So I think like that part there was his way of saying to me, like, you know, oh, it's fine now, you know, go
the
do what
best.
you do, but if it doesn't work out, come home, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know like how his heart was or how his mind was at the time in saying that, but you know, you see, my father's quite he's quite short with his words. He's more of an action man, you know.
100%.
Yeah. So those are the ones
100%.
like, you know, you can feel his love, you can feel he's angry. You just watch him, just see his body language, and then you know what's up. Eh?
Yeah. And that's the cool thing about dads, bro, is they always want the best for you, eh?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Just with those simple words.
Yeah. Big
Go
time.
hard, but if you ever need, come home.
Yeah.
That's all we need, eh, dogs?
That's all we need.
That's all we need. That's like our assurance. Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Dad's approval solid.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. And even though, like, even if they say it in a small, like, you know, in a few words or one sentence, like, you know what I mean? Like, you understand, okay, yeah.
Because we know our dad's best.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah,
for
100%.
you, that would have been perfect for you because you know your old man.
Yeah. And so then, and then I stayed here,
True.
moved out here, out west, met my wife, and then that's it. Like, you know, that's life. That was life for me.
Bro.
So you came in 2018, you stayed with them, then you came over, you got your job.
Yeah.
Then what happened from there?
And then, got our place.
Yeah.
We're blessed, bro. We're very blessed. So we have a couple in our ward that have a few homes, and they wanted to rent this home long term, and I think they were trying to find a family to stay there, like tenants for their house, and we found out. I got in touch with them, started talking with them, and they were lovely. Eh? Shout out to the Palupes, man.
Oh.
Do you know Fatu?
Fatu.
And Katrina Palupe, last name.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah,
they're Southsiders, eh? They live.
Yeah, they're from Southside.
Fatu. That sounds familiar. Maybe if I see the face, you know those ones when you hear the name but you're unsure. Do you see the face and then you can?
Because I think they've been here for. I'm not sure whether he's from NZ or not, or whether they're brought up here. But yeah,
okay.
Anyways, they gave us their home, and it all worked out perfectly for us, eh? And it's just such a blessing, especially to have landlords like them.
Yeah.
And not having to worry about the stress of, you know, every 6 months you do the audit and whatever. But now we're in the home. We've been in the home since we've been here, docs.
Yeah.
Over 5 years now.
Man.
We've stayed
fast,
in Yarra. Yeah.
Goes by fast.
Bro, but Yarra Bilba, man, it's Yarra. If you don't know where Yarra Bilba is, it's in the Wops, man. Like when you come to Brisbane, you come to my place. Everyone that comes to my house, they're like, "Where the hell?"
Because you're driving through all these trees,
it's like
eh?
driving almost 25, 30 minutes just to get there and to get out as well.
Yeah.
So,
Still,
because it's a new development.
Oh yeah.
It's so far from everything, but because that's where we started, we're so used to it now.
Oh, so you pretty much moved from the Bennetts, and the house that they had was in Yarra.
Bilba.
The Bennetts were in Yarra. Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, they were in Yarra Bilba.
Yeah.
And we thought, bro, because we're so close with them, and plus my wife, she doesn't really have many friends here.
Yeah.
I thought, bro, just to make it easier on her, because she's such good friends with Sophia, Warren's wife, we'll just find a place there.
Yeah,
and it happened to work out because the couple that were in our ward, that's where their home was.
Yeah.
So we've been there ever since. Girls, I think my girls were still in primary school. My youngest would have been like year 2, 3.
Yeah.
My oldest would have been like year 5. So yeah, I think
back
for
then,
the most
you're
part,
talking about back then, eh?
Yeah, for the most part, they've spent a lot of their childhood here in Australia.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So you came over. Because how many kids do you have now?
I got two girls.
Oh, so those two were already born in NZ before you came?
Yeah, so they were born in NZ before we moved.
Yeah. Wow. Far out, man. Good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you. Like. Your parents, they're both Tongans, eh?
Yeah.
Were they born back in the island of Tonga?
Both born in Tonga.
Same. Yeah.
I think my mum did her last high school years at Penrose.
Oh, your mum?
Yeah.
Oh, so she came back when she was quite young.
Yeah, she moved to NZ when she was, I think she might have been 15, 16?
Yeah,
16,
wow.
17 maybe. And my old man was the same because they're similar ages.
Yeah.
They're 2 years apart. And that's where they met.
Yeah,
met
right.
in Auckland.
Wow, that's cool.
Maasi. Yeah.
Did they come over, like, do you know, did they come over with their family? Like, did they come over?
Yeah, so I believe my mom's family was already here. So they were established, in New Zealand, in Auckland.
Oh, so your grandparents
So my
were
grandparents were in Auckland already.
Yeah, so they were the ones that did the shift.
Yeah, so they moved over first and then everyone else kind of moved over.
Oh, yeah.
And then my old man, he had no one in NZ. He had only cousins.
Yeah?
And then he moved over and stayed with a few of his cousins. And then that's when he met my mum.
Yeah, okay.
That's when he met my mum.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, that's when you look back at our families and, you see how they left the island, that life to come to NZ.
Yeah.
You're pretty much doing the same now. Doing NZ and come over to Australia because we chase better. We're chasing that better life for us,
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that was the same thing in their minds back then.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. As hard as it is to do a shift like that, it's I think it's necessary. Hey,
100%, Docs. 100%. Yeah, and like I said before, for our growth, for our, to be more independent, and it's just a personal thing for me too.
Yeah.
And
That's
to
good.
be here now, living life in Australia on our own without the support of anyone else, bro, we've seen a lot of growth with how we live. And
that's beautiful.
Me and my wife were so dogs. We were stuck in the comfort of living with our parents for so long, and we didn't move out of home till I think it was 2 years before we moved to Australia, dogs.
Yeah.
So
good on you, man.
As soon as we felt we got a taste of that independence and being on our own, we were like, bro, this is actually really cool, man.
Yeah.
And that's when we felt the need to branch off and move to Australia. Because we've been here back and forth. We tried to live in Canberra, we've been to Sydney, been to Melbourne.
Oh, yeah?
But we love Brisbane,
You've went around a couple.
Yeah, because we got family everywhere.
Oh, okay. And we're doing it just to get a feel.
Yeah. We moved to Canberra, things didn't work out there.
Yeah.
And then we moved back home.
Yeah.
And we finally, I think it was a few years later, we decided to come to Brisbane.
Ah, man, what a journey.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Far out. And man, and I'm happy. I'm happy that you've taken a leap like that for your family, because you would never know back then what you would have now, right? With that one idea to come here and get a job. You don't know what you're going to reap from that, eh?
Yeah, 100%. You only hear the stories from your mates that have come over.
True, that's very true.
And it's, I guess for us being back in NZ, hearing those stories, it motivates us to come over. But it's one thing to be, hear it and say it.
Yeah.
And it's another thing to actually come and do it.
Do it, yeah.
So I think for us, we held back for a lot of years, bro, and finally made the choice to actually do it.
Yeah.
And we're so blessed to be, in Australia.
Yeah.
Australia is, bro, the land of opportunity, man.
It really is. It really is, man.
We've been here, we were able to live off one income.
Yeah.
When I moved here,
man.
I was able to work on my own. My wife had some time off.
Yeah.
But my wife's a workaholic, docs.
Oh,
so she got
nice.
itchy feet, She got itchy feet. And because she was a flight attendant for so many years, she applied for a job. She got a job. She wasn't really happy there. And then I told her, bro, babe, you do what you want. What do you want to do? Apply for a job that you actually enjoy.
Yeah.
And then I suggested, bro, why don't you just go back to flying?
Yeah.
She's like, how's it going to work with your job? But for me, docs, it's I prefer my wife to be happy, because I can work around her, and I'm more than happy to find other jobs here and there just to cater to her roster and what she wants to do. So my wife ended up finding a flight attendant job, and so now she's flying and I'm just kind of working around her roster.
Yeah, nice.
And it works out, docs, because I love being home with the girls, and my wife loves her job.
Yeah.
So it worked out perfect, man.
And that's a good feeling, when you're around your girls, or your kids,
Docs, it's the best day.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I know for me, when I had time off, when I moved there, especially on the end of the year, because my work was shut down for a couple of weeks.
True.
Man, it's it's hard to go back to the work life from like being at home like that, you know?
100, bro. 100. Yeah.
Good on you, man. I like that because that's something I don't really hear too much of. Like when you support the wife and let her go do her thing, and then you work around her. You know, I think with some of us or most of us, we always think like we're the man. We gotta drive the car. You know, like we gotta run the family. But I think this generation and this time that we live in now, we kind of look at it a bit different, you know. You can both make it work.
Absolutely.
And it just comes down to you and your family. You got to do what you feel is best for both of you. Because everyone else is the same. Like, they have their own, you know, things that they got to try and decide. And it's like what you said before, like, you've grown so much from that, eh? Because there's no pressure from anyone else. It's just you and her.
Yeah, everyone's different. Like you said, though, everyone's different. And every couple has their own way of, you know, navigating this life of theirs. But for me, it's just more compromising with my wife, and ensuring that she's happy with what she does. And
that's good.
You know, for me, I'm happy doing anything, docs. Honestly. As long as my wife and my girls are happy, bro, I can work around that.
That's good.
Can make it work.
Man, that's good to hear. Wow, man, that was a good little icebreaker. Hey,
it's a bit long.
But that was good. Like, I feel like that's necessary because some people will probably relate off this. You know, like hearing how we came over, how we migrated here, and how we started. Like, your one is different because you came with you came here to set it up so that your family can come over. Me, I came here solo, started my family here. You know, so but it's good to see that we're both happy, like our families are happy, and at the end of the day, that's what matters. That's what really matters. As long as your best friend, your right hand person, like, you know, your wife, partner, they're happy, you're happy, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you can see it. You know what's cool is like people can see it. Like, I know for me, I can see it on your social media. You know, like it's so good. It's so beautiful to see.
I appreciate it, docs. But don't get me wrong, man. Like, everything's beautiful and that, but you know, behind all the social media, like they say, bro, you know, a lot of people just show the good parts on social media.
Yeah.
Now, we've been through our hell and back. But I think the cool thing about our story is that we went through that back in NZ.
Oh, true.
So we've been through the trenches, bro. Shout out to my wife. You're a real one, bro. For sticking by me after all that, man.
Oh,
so
nice.
I guess we're in a place now where it's pretty solid.
Yeah. And you both stuck through it.
Yeah.
You both went through it. I think that's one of the biggest tests in a family, in a couple. You know, like, you can go through the bad, man, but as long as you're in there together, because when one gives up, then like that even makes it harder, you know. But like, there's a way, you know what I mean. Love is powerful, man.
Where there's a will, there's a way, man. Don't give up on your wives, lads. Don't give up on your wives. Nice. Unless they play up, then to that left.
That's good, man. That's a beautiful thing you just said there. That's nice. So we'll just jump from this topic now to a bit of the social media stuff, eh? Yeah, we'll go there. So for yourself, because one of the things I've noticed is you're heavy on, or well, I wouldn't say heavy, but you're on TikTok. Is that the platform that you're on the most?
Yeah. I think that's where my following grew the most, is on TikTok.
Yeah, true. Why TikTok? Like, why did you pick TikTok?
Yeah. So the reason why I didn't actually pick TikTok, bro. It actually
TikTok chose
found me, though. Now, you know what, bro? Because we moved here and my girls were so young, they were into that stuff, like social media.
Yeah.
Because they had iPads and stuff.
Yeah.
I think back then, docs, before TikTok, it was called Musical.ly.
Musical.ly.
I'm pretty sure it was Musical.ly. My girls told me, so blame my girls if I'm wrong, blame my daughters. But it was Musical.ly before that. That's what my daughters told me, and then it turned into TikTok.
So it was the same.
I think it was the same
like
thing,
social
docs,
media
but I think they just changed the name to TikTok.
Oh, okay. So
bro,
Musical.ly.
if I'm wrong, bro. Sorry, TikTok. Sorry, Musical.ly.
Oh,
Yeah.
so Musical.ly is not around anymore.
I don't believe so. Well,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's
yeah.
changed to TikTok, then I think it's still there.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
just TikTok.
Musical.ly.
Yeah, so my girls were doing it, and I was thinking, bro, what's this? And they would always come and be like, Dad, like, look at this, like,
Yeah,
watch this. And I guess for me as a father, bro, like, that was just an opportunity to engage with my daughters and build a relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
Okay.
that's how it started. That's how it started. So my
Nice.
girls wanted to do videos, do these dances. I think at the beginning it was just dancing and lip singing.
In that app.
In the app. In the app. And then
So
once TikTok
you'll
came,
record it like that Musical.ly, like your dance and do voice like.
Nah, I think sorry, Docs. When I jumped on, it was TikTok. But
Oh.
my daughters were doing Musical.ly before then.
Oh, yeah,
But then
yeah,
they
yeah,
told
yeah.
me that it's changed to TikTok now.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know whether they said Musical.ly was
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
Like I think they were pretty much similar. Though. They were pretty
And
much
this is
similar.
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
2018.
Okay. Right.
And my daughter came to me one day and she's like, Dad, can you do this dance with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, do this dance with me. And I was going, because like I've always enjoyed performing from a young age.
Oh,
Docs,
nice.
Honestly.
Yeah, yeah. Polyfest and that.
Polyfest, everything.
Oh.
Docs, do you remember Jump Jam? Back
Jump
in
Jam?
primary school?
Nah.
Aerobics.
Nah. What is that?
Docs. Every morning, the school, like certain classes will come together and do, it's pretty much like to promote health and well-being. So it's aerobics. You know what aerobics is? Pretty much similar to Zumba.
Yeah.
But
I was
dance.
gonna say, is it like Zumba?
It's like Zumba, but like different sort of dances.
Okay.
Docs, I don't, you don't know what Jump Jam is?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Well, back
Were
in
you
my
the
day,
leader in that?
Docs. Your boy was always putting his hand up. The teachers would be like, hey, who wants to? We need volunteers to come in, take our Jump Jam. Dogs, the dog was the first one. Miss me.
I'm here.
I'm here, your number one Jump Jam instructor. And that's where it's, but I think
nice.
at a young age, my mom always told me that I love to sing and dance. Is it funny? What's funny, man?
No, man.
Nah, but I guess that's where like I grew to love that stuff.
Yeah,
like I've always loved performing.
Yeah, that's
and doing all of that stuff. I was in like productions for primary, intermediate, and high school, bro. I was in all the productions. But shout out to my mum, bro. My mum, she was my number one supporter, Doc. She would always jig me up there. Bro, my mum would be like, son, do this. I'm like, yo, yeah, let's go. And Docs, funny story, bro. Funny story. So I think I was about 9 or 10. And my mum goes, son, I need you to sing. And I go, oh yeah, I need you to sing to the phone. And I go, well, hold on, what's going on? She goes, I called the radio station because they were giving away prizes for people who sang, like just to entertain.
Yeah.
And I think at the time, it might have been like New FM or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it was a radio station, Docs. Shana and the men's conference. Got up. You know Boyzone? Remember Boyzone?
Boyzone, yeah.
No matter what. Dogs, I started singing.
You went on.
And my mum goes, and bro, she was just cheering in the background. Shout out to my mum, bro. Honestly, she was my number one supporter.
And that's like all you need.
Dogs.
Back then, right?
Yeah,
like you see her cheering for you, man. Yo, you can do anything.
My father just goes from here to there. As soon as mom gives you the wink, it's like, I got you, girl.
Oh, man, shout out to Stan's mom. Far out.
Shout out to my mom, man. Love you, mom.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah. I've always enjoyed it, Doc. I've always enjoyed like the whole entertainment thing and performing and doing, and that's what it kind of reignited that flame that I had.
Yeah, right.
Through my girls wanting to dance, but initially it was just a way for me to build a better rapport and a better relationship with my daughters.
That's cool.
So every time they would ask me, Dad, can you do this video, do this TikTok with me? I'll jump in and I'll do it with them. And you could just see, like for me, Docs, it's seeing the smiles on their face, the way that they love me being in there with them. And it just brings like a certain fulfillment for me as a father. Hey, and I loved that.
Man.
And then I went from that to me igniting that flame of, loving to perform. And then next thing you know, dogs, that dad's taking over. And then I start doing my dance. Guys, I know you guys put me on. Girls, thank you to my daughters for putting me on, man. But I didn't have to. I didn't have to shuffle them, dogs, because they got older.
Yeah.
They got older, and then they started to move away from wanting to be in videos with me.
Oh, really? Like naturally? Like
yeah,
they just,
you know how
yeah.
when girls, like kids turn into teenagers,
Yeah.
they're just like, it's a little bit cringe now.
My cheeks are sore, man. It's too warm.
So that's and that's when I started to do it on my own, and basically, firstly it was just like to document my family and our journey, and it's pretty much, for me, docs, it's pretty much a journal. Most of it is a journal of my family and our life. And then the skits and that are just little extras on the side.
Nice.
Because I enjoy doing that stuff.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed being a jump jam instructor. That was like my favorite.
This is at primary school? What primary school is that?
Confidence. Hey, Panama Road Primary School.
Yeah.
Shout out to Panama Road Primary School, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really good to hear, man. I think it would be safe for me to say that your confidence grew like a lot at a young age. Like it was really heavily installed in you, you know?
Yeah.
I think when you're young, you don't realize, because your mum just warms you up and you're on. But
And not only that, docs, my mum was a really confident person. Like she used to
nice.
Go and MC events. Like if they needed someone for the family to do like speeches and stuff, they'd like be like, okay, my mum was like the go-to.
Yeah.
And so watching her do all of that, bro, it was just like, bro, that's so empowering.
Yeah.
Like for me as a son to watch my mum do all of that stuff, and I guess that's where a lot of my confidence kind of grew from as well, as from my mum.
Man, that's awesome.
And I guess the funny side was more my dad.
Yeah.
Because my dad was always a funny joker. He was a character. Shout out to my old man. Rest in peace, though.
Oh.
But yeah, bro. Yeah. If you know my dad, bro, yeah, he was just out of this world. But yeah, my mom,
you need that, eh?
Yeah,
you need an extreme,
100. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's nice to hear, man. It's very heartwarming for me, and I'm sure a lot of people that are gonna watch this, like it's very heartwarming to hear that you use that as a way to be around your girls and build that relationship. Because I know for myself, I had it a little bit as well, like with my parents, but I would say more so my mum than it was my dad.
True.
My dad worked a lot. He loved to work, so my work ethic comes from my father, but I think like all the love comes from my mum.
True. True.
Yeah, so you've pulled things in from your parents as well, but when you're on, eh?
Absolutely, bro.
That's good, man. That's really good to hear. So your girls, they're much older now. They're in high school, is that it? Or what?
Yeah, so my youngest, it's her last year of primary school.
Oh, okay.
And my oldest, I think she's got 2 more years after this year.
Yeah, right.
And she's done, yeah.
Man, okay, so we'll go from that. They've pretty much broken off, and then you've come into the scene now, and you've come in at TikTok. Yeah. At what point did you kind of realize that you actually like love TikTok? Like, was there a certain point? Was it when you started to see the following grow, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I think it was more like the interaction from the comment section. Like the people who were commenting, saying that they enjoyed my stuff, and that's what really drove me to do more. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want to do things that people don't really like. So for me, it was cool. I can't remember what. I think it was a barbershop video that I put out. I did, and the love that I got from that video was solid, eh? And
Yeah.
so for me, it was really, really, for me, it was like motivating to do more.
Yeah,
to do
okay.
More, and continue doing it.
Yeah.
But honestly, docs, it's just something that I do when I feel like it. Straight up, like I'm not. Like I see a lot of content creators doing their thing and like continuing to do it because, bro, the fire is like always on, and I want to do the same eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of just do it when I feel like doing it.
Yeah,
I know
okay.
a lot of social media platforms like TikTok. In order to grow your following, you need to post a lot, post more.
Be quite consistent, bit regular, eh?
Yeah. But for me, it's just like if I have an idea, I'll put it on.
Go on,
And it'll just go up.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. I understand where you're coming from when you say, like some people are consistent. I think everybody is different. Whatever their drive is what, what they'll push for.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
but so you're on around that time. And this, are we still talking like 2018 or are we talking 2019 now when you kind of jumped on like
Yeah, bro, it was
for yourself? Was it around that time?
It was about 2020 maybe.
Oh, okay.
When
That was
the girl
COVID
I started
time.
Yeah. COVID time, and COVID. You had a lot of time.
Yeah.
During COVID, I was still working at the time. I was blessed to still be able to work and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I was kind of like doing it at work as well, doing all the dance like. There was like certain dances that I really liked. I really like the easy ones. Because I'm not much of a dancer, right?
Yeah.
So if they were like easy ones, I think it's more of the ones that the poly creators kind of make.
Yeah.
Once they create those dances, I kind of just follow and
right.
docs. And that's when I started to ask my wife to jump in and join me in the dances. Because I think that's the only ones that she'd want to do is the dances.
Yeah.
But Shanna, it cost me arm and a leg to get my wife to get on my TikTok scene.
In the beginning.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, still to this day.
Oh, really? Oh.
Bro, honestly, it's funny, bro, because I really want to, because I always see couples doing dances together, and I'm like, bro, this will be perfect for me and my wife.
Oh,
and
nice.
So I'll pitch the idea to her, be like, babe, I'll show you, and we can learn. And my wife's like, She's like, okay, if you buy me this bag, then yeah, I'll do it with you. And I'm like, oh. So, shout out to my wife. And just want to let TikTok know that I had to pay a lot of money to get my wife.
It's a lot of sacrifice for the minute.
Dogs just for a 2-minute dance. I'm like, oh, bro. But yeah, and then from there, it was like, okay, if I'm wanting to get my wife involved, then I'll have to add a sweetener.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, hey, remember those shoes that you wanted?
Yeah.
Do you want them today? You want them today? Okay,
today is the day.
Can we just quickly shoot this dance and then we'll go?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Far out. Because, like, I've seen some of them. Because you post some of that to Insta, dude?
Insta too, yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen some of them. But, man, she looks like she loves it. That's what when I watch it, I'm like, oh man, she really, really loves it. But I didn't know that's what's going on to make the deal.
She loves it because she knows she's gonna get something else.
Because her smiles and everything.
Like, can you buy that? Yes, I'm getting my shoes.
Oh man.
Shout out to my wife.
Yeah,
Thank you for putting up with my TikToks, man.
Man, because sometimes I think like when we watch it, I'm like, man, she goes harder than
Docs, but she's a natural, like she can dance, bro. Like,
that's cool.
She's so talented, but she's not really into the whole going hard with TikTok and stuff. Oh. She's more of the reserve, just in the backseat type chick. But yeah.
Oh man, that's cool. Good. Wow.
And another thing I really love about TikTok is that they love my wife too, man. Like I always get a lot of really good comments about my wife, which is so cool for me. Yeah. And that's, I guess that goes to like, as another topic is like my fear of the comment section and like the bashing of my wife and my girls.
Oh yeah. I think is that a big thing that worries you?
Yeah, that was one.
Did it worry you when you first started, or it still worries you every now and then?
It worried me when I first started, even up until now.
Yeah.
Even up until now. It's just, I don't know, because my wife and my girls are different, you know.
Yeah.
Then they, I guess it's just a ladies thing, you know. As soon as they hear something or see a negative comment,
Yeah.
it's like, bro, why are they, you know?
Oh, yeah.
See, for us, it's easy. We just brush it off.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And,
that's true.
I guess one way that I did it was I remember putting out a TikTok and on my Instagram as well, just to remind everybody, bro, you guys can mock the hell out of me. Just be mindful of the women in my family, like my wife and my girls. Just out of respect type thing.
Yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day, you can't control that either. You
Yeah.
can't control that.
Yeah.
So what I did was, most of the videos that I do with my daughters, and sometimes with my wife, I usually just cut off the comments. I only just leave the comments for the people that I'm actually friends with
Oh, okay.
on social media.
Oh, okay. So you like block
like a
off the
restriction.
public type of thing?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a restriction. So you restrict anyone that you don't know that you're not following back.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I kind of
yeah.
just set it to people that I trust.
Yeah.
And I know. So in that way, if you're a hater
Yeah.
and you know me, you have to put a hate comment with your actual profile. Rather than go and make a fake profile, come back and then, you know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, true, because that protects that too. Because if they go create a new one, then they can't really...
They won't be able to comment.
Oh, all right. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah. So those are just some of the things that, like, as a dad, as a husband, I was kind of worried about.
Yeah.
With social media was that stuff.
Yeah.
And honestly, though, the thing with me is that I don't really like to post negative stuff, because I know once you do, bro, there's like a snowball of like comments that will come in, and everyone has an opinion, docs.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's
has
true.
an opinion, and everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah.
But it's just reading it, and if it's offensive to my wife and my girls, it's just, I try to avoid all of that.
Yeah.
So I kind of just post the dancing videos, skits.
Oh, that's good.
And stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's
so
just-
you're kind of
just to protect
controlling the outcome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't get
sort of
like that type of thing. But I didn't know that you can restrict it like that, because I don't know too much about TikTok, to be honest.
Yeah.
I have a TikTok account, but I till this day I think last night was the first time I went on for the last 2 months.
True.
Yeah, because I still I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out. But I feel like with social media, and this is just my own opinion, I feel like every social media kind of caters to a different audience. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm more of on the professional side of stuff. Like I like, like a proper look, but that's only because this is what I do. I film in that, so I look for that type of stuff. When I go on TikTok, they're probably there, but I think they're more phone catered. People with their phones, they'll use that type of stuff. Nothing wrong with that, because that's the generation we live in now. It's
Absolutely.
like you can just, it's that convenient, pull it out, do your thing, back in your pocket, post, whatever, hey. So just to get a little bit of a breakdown on TikTok, when you were saying before about how you and your missus learned the dance, so are there people that come on there and they use a song and then they make a dance for that song, and then you just rewatch that and
pretty much
mirror it?
Yeah, pretty much. And that if that song goes off, it pretty much becomes a trend, and then everyone jumps on that sound. And they do that same dance. Some people change it just to cater to their dance expertise or whatever. But that's pretty much how it works. If someone creates a dance on there with a certain sound, and then everyone kind of just jump. If people like it, they'll jump on and do it too.
Yeah. So how do you know if it's trending? How do you know in TikTok if something's trending?
Well, it's always popping up on your FYP, like your For You page.
Oh yeah.
Randomly.
Yeah.
And you can just see how many views it's got on there, how many likes.
Okay.
If you push on the sound, if you push the sound button, you'll see all the videos that have made dances to that sound or content with that sound.
Yeah.
And you just flick through it and you'll be like, oh yeah, there's so many videos in this one, so that's how you know it's
right.
But then
Dang.
it's another thing is when you see big content creators do that dance.
Yeah.
And
And it just pushes it out more.
Pushes it out more, and then everyone's like, okay, because they're doing it, bro, let's do it too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Oh,
And
nice.
that's a cool way of, I guess that's a fast way of getting followers as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you do the dance right and do the proper move.
Yeah. The proper move and look, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So, because I've heard from people that TikTok, the algorithm, the way that TikTok works, can really grow your following and grow your views and all of that stuff. Like it really takes off faster there than it does in Insta.
Yeah.
But I feel like Instagram, and also with like all the parties that I listen to, I think Instagram is kind of following the loop of TikTok. But like
absolutely.
they follow kind of everybody, you know, like they never had IG stories and then Snapchat came along.
Then they put
IG you know, so you can kind of pick it if you look at it like that, you know. But like that's pretty cool. Like for TikTok, I think also when you've got a social media that's working like that and pushing out stuff, it keeps you there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's where you'll naturally go to.
Yeah. Absolutely, bro. Yeah, but then I've also pushed my TikTok onto my Instagram now.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that.
It grew my Instagram quite a bit because I think I was only, when I started TikTok, I was only at like 1,000 something followers.
Yeah.
And now I started moving some of my TikTok videos onto Instagram. And the following slowly growing. It's really gradual though, but it's growing. It's grown a lot more in the last 3 years than
it was way back then,
when
eh?
I started Instagram.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So you'll like make the video on TikTok, post it there, and then like do you already have it on your phone? Like you've already saved it to your phone, and then you just
TikTok automatically saves it onto your device stocks.
Oh, really?
Once you post it, like there's a setting on there where you can basically just set it to save to your camera
automatically.
Automatically as soon as you post it.
Yeah.
So once you've posted to TikTok, it's then on your camera roll.
And then you just pull it up there.
Just post it to.
Yeah. Do you on your TikTok? Do you also put like your Instagram like handle on there? Like then people can click there and follow.
I think now I have. Yeah, now I have.
Oh yeah.
So just.
That's cool.
To build my Instagram follow.
Yeah. But it's good because I think if you're coming from TikTok and then you come to Insta, you might see things on Insta that you don't really see on TikTok. That's what I'm thinking, you know, because you can show a different side of you on Instagram than you would on TikTok. The TikTok sounds like it's a very fun
it is,
social media.
Honestly, it's heaps of fun. But then again, there are downsides to every platform. You know, there's things on TikTok that they expose that are not so great.
Yeah. For individuals, or you mean
for
like
everybody?
Oh yeah,
you know? And it's exposed because TikTok, like kids are on there too. Like,
I think that's the
difference between Instagram and TikTok.
Oh,
I don't know about that. I just feel like there's a lot more kids on TikTok just because that's
and I think that caters to them. Like TikTok caters to that group. That's what I was saying like before. Like I feel like every social media there's an audience that they cater to, and I feel like TikTok's very heavy in this generation. You know, like all the millennials and all of that because it's I don't know how it works, but I think it's very addictive. Like
it can be, bro.
You know,
it can be, docs. Honestly, it really can be.
And in what way do you think it might be addictive for people?
Like just seeing all the trends on there and just the convenience of having it on your phone. Like, bro, I remember, I think Instagram's the same now with all their like FYP. You can just scroll on your phone now, you know?
Yeah.
And
you can just tap on, because I think they have a reel channel as well on Insta. And it's the
and
same
you can
thing.
just watch all the reels that you want. And it's pretty much like TikTok.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like TikTok. It's so entertaining to the point where it's hard to like switch your phone off and like come back to reality.
Because even if you do switch it off, your brain's still mentally there for a little bit. But it depends, I think, on what you were just watching. Because if there was something that's quite entertaining, it'll still stick, even though the phone's physically off.
And I think like a lot of platforms like TikTok and Instagram, they're smart, eh? They really like study what you watch and all of that, and that's the algorithm that they put onto your For You page. So that you're watching things that you actually like. And it keeps you on there. It keeps you attracted to like, you know, carry on.
100%.
At nighttime, bro, it's deadly. You'll be like,
100%.
okay, babe, should we relax now? And you're in the middle of watching Netflix and that, and then all of a sudden the phone comes out. Oh, babe, look at this video. Look at this. And you're just like flicking. You start flicking at like 6 p.m. And then, bro, it doesn't even seem that long. You look at the time, it's like midnight. And it's like, damn.
You're 100% right on that. It's even for myself. Like when I'm editing, like I'm a little bit different now because I do all of this filming stuff. So I'll like go to work, do work, come back, my phone's off or be charging, and then I just smack a couple of hours on the computer. But you're right, like sometimes, not all the time, but there's some nights where I just like I'm done from the editing and I'll just go sit with my family, and that's it. I just start going like scrolling, and then it's like 9, then it's 11, and then it's midnight, you know, and then I'm like, I got stand tomorrow for the podcast.
So it makes you think, it's like, am I really such of a like big of a loser that I'm watching 6 hours of TikTok?
Nah, but you're right. Like I think that's one of the things.
I didn't mean to call people. If you're doing that, you're not a loser. My bad.
But I think you're 100% right. Like it does pick up on your activities, you know, where you spend your attention on, if that makes sense, right? So if for me, it's cameras, like camera gear. So if I'm on there, on the search part or the explorer part of Insta, that's it. Like it just bombards me with like the latest gear. Like, but it's good because I like to keep up with what's going on. But then it's also bad because I want to buy like the stuff, you know. But I think that kind of the same theory applies for maybe other people and whatever they watch. But bro, whatever you watch is what you watch. What you'll get, you know.
Be very careful what you watch out.
Be very careful, But yeah, you're right. And I think that's their goal. Their goal is to have as much attention as they can of individuals and keep them on screen time, you know? But when your eyes are so used to look at the phone for that long, it's really hard to go to sleep.
Absolutely, dogs, man. And I guess just going back to the audience of TikTok too, because there's a lot of kids on there. I try my best not to kind of be too explicit on there, just because I know a lot of kids watch TikTok. I know sometimes my content can get a little bit motu and dogs. My mom reminds me all the time, bro.
On TikTok?
Bro, my mom's on TikTok, she's on Instagram, she's on Facebook. Oh my. Someone take my mom's phone off her. Nah, but but I guess it's a good thing, you know, because like she reminds me every now and then, like if I like try to post funny videos with a bit of explicit like language in there, she'll call me straight away.
Sorry, man, like, I'm still stuck at mama's on everything.
Bro, honestly, my mom, she's on with everything. Like social media, that woman, she posts like 5 selfies a day. Shout out to my mom, man. But
man,
like it's cool. Just like it gets a little thing sometimes, just because I want to post some, you know, that certain content. But I just have to find other ways of trying to be funny without having to use like the explicit language or any of that that stuff that can. If you watch my video, like my main purpose is to make people happy and make people smile. If you're having a bad day, watch a video or watch my dance with my wife. You know? And I like it's in hopes to make people like smile and be happy. That's like the main thing for me and my content.
It's good to hear. it's good to hear that you're considerate of the young ones that are on there. Would it be safe for me to say because of your girls?
Exactly.
That's why you get that drive.
I was just gonna go into that too.
Yeah.
Because I'm a father myself, you know, got girls, and obviously you have to set a certain standard for them. And I know some of my stuff can be cringe, and my girls remind me all the time.
Oh yeah.
Dad, that was cringe. Can you remember? Or like if I have videos of them, like old videos, like our old TikToks, I used to leave everything on my TikTok.
Oh yeah.
My daughter, my youngest, especially my youngest daughter, she'll come. Can you remove that one? I want to remove that one. Remove that one too. I'm just like, okay, boss. You know the youngest. They're so bossy. And so yeah.
But they've matured, you know, like that's why they're telling you to move that, because there's like they're at that stage in their life.
Yeah.
We've been through that, you know. So we know that feeling.
You're not a TikTok parent if your kids don't come up to you and say your content's cringe.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Nah, that's good. That's good to hear. Eh? And you know, that's credit to you for thinking like that. Yeah, thinking ahead, because you know, we can't control what other people push out, right? We can't control as well what people watch. We can only control what we do. Yeah. And then 100%. We just hope that goes and touches people in the way we want it to be. Yeah. So that's good, man. So you've been on TikTok for a couple of years now, yeah? Because we're at 2024 now.
Yeah.
Has much changed for you on TikTok? Like going back to how you first started in there to how you are now, has much changed in the things that you push out, or maybe the way that you think about the platform? And if there is, what is it?
I think I basically mentioned them, like the audience. See, at the beginning I didn't really know much about TikTok and how things are, like the algorithm and all of that, and and the exposure that TikTok has on this generation. I guess the big thing for me was just to keep it respectful. And just push out content that I feel like if my daughters watch it, I'll be more than happy for them to see it too.
Nice.
And I guess what's changed now is that because I got a bigger following now on TikTok, I guess it's an opportunity for me to inspire. That's it. To share certain stages of my life and my family, so that it inspires other people to kind of like be the same. You know? So I remember seeing a lot of videos of like how dads would do this stuff for their daughters, and I remember a Valentine's one that I just put out not long ago. I seen a lot of dads doing Valentine's not only for their wife but for their daughters too. And so for me, I thought, bro, that's a perfect opportunity to emulate what a father should be, you know, doing for their daughters as well. So just to set that standard for my girls, so the expectation of, okay, so dad's doing this is what I should expect from my future partners and stuff like that. So it's more so like inspiring, creating good vibes for the audience, as well as just being a good role model for my daughters, and a husband as well.
Man, so in a way it sounds like over time I think you've taken a lot of good positives from TikTok. For yourself, for your family, you know, with your wife and your kids, because it stems back, I believe, like now that I'm listening to this, I believe it stems back to the very beginning of why you did it in the first place, because you wanted to get close to them and build a relationship. It sounds like you've done that and you're still doing that, you know? Because I remember seeing that post when you were talking about the Valentine's with your girls. It's beautiful to see. And like what you said, like when you've realized that you've got a decent amount of following now, and you understand, oh, this is probably a good time to push out what I actually hold close to my heart, you know, like all the good stuff. 100. And it's good, you know, because I feel that those things there, when you're doing stuff like that, that's your natural self.
You know?
Nah,
absolutely, Doc's like, And now I'm at a stage in my life where I love to do that stuff because like, don't get me wrong, bro. Like, when I was a lot younger, I did some not so good stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and I
yeah.
guess this is my way of like, how can I put it? Trying to redeem myself
Yeah.
from those mistakes that I made in the past.
Yeah.
So if I'm able to be a more positive role model to the audience that on TikTok,
Yeah.
then bro, I'm more than happy to do that.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah.
That's good to hear. I think like that point there, that's a massive point. Things that we've done in our past, like we didn't really know back then,
Yeah.
right? But at the time, it felt right.
Yeah.
You know, but
Nah, it didn't feel right. Max like,
well, your one didn't feel right. I don't
my
know.
one didn't feel right at all, but I still. My mum and dad kept telling me, don't do this, don't do that. I went and did it. But you know what, Docs? In saying that, I'm grateful to have experienced that.
Yeah.
That part of my life. I'm
Yeah.
grateful to have gone through those challenges.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure whether I would be the same Stan
Yeah.
today if it weren't for those experiences.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't know if I would be the same husband
Yeah.
and father if I hadn't gone through those challenges with my wife.
Yeah.
You know? So in a way, like, as much as I do not like those experiences, I'm grateful that they happen.
Yeah.
Because, bro, our growth now is just
Yeah.
on.
That's
It's
good.
on, like,
That's really good to hear. That's really, really good to hear. Because you're 100% right. Like, man, and I'm just going to take an experience from my own family, right? Some of my cousins that I grew up with, that were bau'u, like naughty at school, right? And in my mind, I was like, man, these guys, they're gangs. Like, they ain't going to change.
Yeah.
Man, fast forward to now, man, bishops, you know?
Wow.
Like, so it just goes to show, like, that
Yeah.
proved to me, like, man, people can really, really change.
absolutely.
But you're right, because when I hear them talk about it, they're like, what they went through, they feel it was necessary.
Yeah.
Like they had to.
100.
Because at some point in your life, you'll look back and be like, man, I was, I don't know what was wrong with my ears or what, you know, what I was thinking. You know, like there's all those questions, but hey, like, what happened back then, you know? And the beautiful thing for us now in our adulthood life is we can now steer the boat and make it different for who we have, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's
100%
good.
double.
Really, really good to hear. Man, I love this chat, man.
Thank you,
This
double.
really, really good because I start to see, and I'm sure everyone else will see, things that are very, very close to your heart, and yours is family. It's like very, very core
Yeah.
to you, eh?
Yeah.
You know, not even with your family that you have now, your mom, like it stems back
Yeah.
as well, but
It's always been
very
like that,
core for
Docs.
you.
Like, credit to my parents
Yeah.
for instilling that in Maasi.
yeah,
Instilling the importance of, you know, having love for your family, respecting your siblings. My dad always taught us that, bro, your siblings are always going to be your best friends.
Yeah.
Your friends are going to come and go,
yeah,
but your siblings are going to be the ones that will ride or die for you.
yeah,
So really take care of those relationships. And I
Yeah.
didn't realize, because me, Docs, being the eldest, I was like, right. I was like kind of pushing my brothers away. I didn't want, because I didn't want them to go through what I was doing. I didn't want them to experience the naughty things I was doing. So I was like kind of like it seemed as
Yeah.
if I was a bully to them. But they know now. They're like, oh, you know what, bro? I'm glad that like you were so hard on us not to do the stuff that you did, because, you know, and, you know, and it's cool to like for them to look back and realize that.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, because like when you're in a situation like that, back then you don't know how to stop them. You just stop them in the way that you
know best.
that you know best,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes it's just a hard nah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you stay there.
It's kind of nut on you.
Yeah.
Right. Nah, shout out to my brothers, bro. Sorry, boys.
But they're here, so Christian is you're good. So you got Christian here, and then you got your
I
other
got my
brother.
other brother, Davey.
So is it just you three here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So us three are here. Mum and my sister are back home.
Oh, okay, so four. There's 4 siblings.
Yeah. So my sister's the youngest.
Yeah, right. Okay. Man. Nah, big credit, like you said, to your parents, you know, doing what they did for you the best way that they could, right? And then now you've taken on, you know, the shoes of being a parent and doing your thing with your family, you know? Like, I'd say you've stayed true to that because you also showed on your social media. That's a hard thing, you know, because a lot of people, they try and control, like, what really means a lot to them, close to their heart, and what they want to show on social media. But you're very open with it, you know?
Yeah, and I guess the reason why is that I strongly believe in good karma, bro. Like when you give out positive vibes, it's, you know, naturally gonna come back to you. For me, I'm really like vocal sometimes about certain topics, especially when it comes to like family and stuff. And if I have to speak up, I'll speak up.
Yeah,
I'll speak up. If it's the right thing to do, I'll speak up.
Yeah,
most definitely.
Yeah,
but yeah, I know there's a negative side to speaking up about certain topics.
Yeah,
and there's obviously gonna be backlash and stuff like that. But yeah, I try not to push too much of that stuff out too.
Yeah. I think when I watch, because with that stuff that you're talking about, like, you mostly put it on your stories when you have something to say.
Yeah.
You don't really post it on the grid, eh? Yeah. So
I just want people to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
24 hours later,
gone.
Gone.
You know?
Yeah.
Because like for me, that's like sometimes I will post stuff that I want to be vocal about, and then there's a bit of regret afterwards. After I post it. Because docs, sometimes I'm just too quick to jump on. And like say certain things. And when I do that, I have some time to think about it, and that's why I always post on my story and not post it on my actual,
on the grid.
Yeah. So that I've had some time to think about it and be like, okay, take it off.
Yeah.
So that's why if you see me post something on TikTok, like something like controversial, or I have something to say about a certain topic, I'll most probably remove it not long after.
Yeah. And you know that, like, man, it's a lot of us. We just naturally do that, eh? Like, it depends. It depends on what the topic is. But if it hits the heart,
that's
you
it,
know,
man.
the mind just takes over.
Yeah.
So, you know, we know, like, with us, when we respond, it's because our mind, we let it get to our heads.
Yeah.
But the heart's different. Like, the heart, you got to give it some time to, like, understand it. And, you know, like, maybe not. Yeah. But, like, just sticking on that, some of the stuff that I've seen on your stories are like, this is just my perspective and take on it. I feel when I watch it, like, it makes sense, but the way that you put it out there, I sense that you're saying it from your heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what a lot of us have trouble with, is like, how are we going to address this, but make sure that it comes across with love, you know?
Absolutely, bro. And like, you're right, Docs. My intentions are always good.
Yeah.
You know, it's always good. And if I'm defending a certain people, then I'll do it out of love.
Yeah.
And I do consider the way that, the tone that I use, the approach that I use, the way that I say it, because I feel like that's so important, Docs.
It is.
Because you can say something good, but say it in a way that's like real, like mean and and people will take it the wrong way.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
So if you're able to say it in a way that's like more calm, respectful, and that, people are more likely to sit there and be like, oh, okay, I get where he's coming from now.
Yeah.
Rather than, bro, what is he screaming for? Bro, don't come at me like that. bro, what are you coming at me for? But you know what? There's a lot of things I do post on my story. If the shoe fits, wear it. Wear it, but don't take it to heart, because it's always coming out of a place of love.
Yeah, and it's good.
Sure.
It's good that like, we're talking on this, because this clarifies a lot, you know. But this also can maybe help other content creators, you know. Because for us polys, man, like, tone, body language, eye contact, those are very sensitive things for us. We can sense it, like, you know, when you speak or however you look, you know, or even the volume of your voice. Like, there's so much things that we take in, right? But then that's when, like, you know, when you're saying what you want to say, but those things will switch it up. You know, we're like,
100.
why you say it like that? Your tone is so soft, but your eyes are like you know, like full on light beam, like,
Full on puka, no?
you know. So you're it's good. It's good to hear that you're aware of that, and it just helps. I think it helps add another element to your character, you know, because then you're like, oh, I will speak like this because when my girls or my kids do something wrong, I want to speak to them in the same type of manner, you know, because we know our time growing up, it was just very direct there, you know, and the hand or the belt, you know. But
bro, and you're absolutely right, bro. Like, when we grew up, it was straight either bite you in the face or pull your pants down, lie on your front.
Yeah, man.
Bro, extension cord, whoop, you know?
So it was never like a conversation to ask why you did that.
Man.
It was just like I told you not to do it, or, you know, and then just right on, like straight to the point.
Yeah. And that's what I had to learn as well, Docs. Like, this whole parenthood thing is, this generation's different. And for me, personally, I try and adapt, and I try to implement certain skills and certain things that I do now differently to what my parents would do.
Yeah.
Just because I know this generation's different, they take things differently compared to us. You know, us back then, bro, we take it.
Yeah.
Take it and then it's done.
Yeah.
That's it. It's over. We'll run to our room and just try and slam the door, but close it. Those videos, Docs, and just go to your pillow. I'm gonna give you a honey.
Yeah, big time.
That type of stuff. But now we learn more of like the therapeutics, you know, the therapeutic side of parenting, and that's what I try to implement now, is because my girls are different, bro. They're not us. You know, they're growing up differently, and they're exposed to so much, Docs. Like, it's crazy, like social media, all of that.
So there's a lot of things that we gotta take into consideration when we're dealing with them. Yeah. Man, but that's you're 100% right. Like I think for us, we came in, like, we were born in a time where we were prepared for this time, because we can adapt. You know, love to our parents, but like sometimes the things that we have now that make sense to us, it's a little bit hard to explain it to them so that they can see what we see. You know, but man, we're still grateful to have them around, because you know, we understand them, right? Even though we're at that time frame with them, we still understand them because we were brought up in there. But when we are with these guys, social media and all of this stuff, man, it's very hard to escape the thoughts, you know, the thoughts that really, really hurt them. You know, so we're like the massive blanket of protection for
That's
them.
It, bro.
No?
That's it, man, honestly. And shout out to our parents for building their foundation. You know, it only takes that little foundation for us to remember, okay, this is where we came from, this is how Dad did it. If we can at least leave our kids with that, you know, it'll be like, okay, solid. Our kids, they know what to do. But it's another the cool thing about parenting too is that it's not only yourself, you're not alone. You know, you got your wife there, your right hand man, your best friend, you
That's
know?
it.
And you guys feed off each other's like energy, and also like, because I know for me and my wife, bro, we have our days, you know, when my wife's feeling 20%, I come in and I'll be like, babe, I got you. I take the rest of the 80, you know, and if I'm feeling down, my wife will, you know, she'll carry the load. So it's cool that you have that companionship to be able to do this journey with, man. And another thing that I've learned too, Docs, is that we're not always right. We're not always right. And that's a big thing for a lot of parents.
And the faster you accept that, the faster you can move along. Bro, like you really 100%. Do like move on. And like, because that's a big one, especially for the fathers, when we're raised in a way where, like, you know, the man must always lead. I think to an extent, but then there's also a time we got to give. Like, we got to give. And for those that do this, understand. They know what this means, you know. For those that don't, you know, give it a go. You know, maybe like open up the door a little bit and let the partner come in and express. You know, express themselves, because we know what it feels like when when the female doesn't really have anything to say, like, you know. But if you can open up that door and let him in, man, your relationship, man, tenfold, eh?
It helps us so much. You'll see your
Yeah.
relationship just like blossom, bro. And that's the cool thing. And that's why we call it teamwork.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not the only one to make the decisions, man. Like, for me and my wife, we kind of just talk to each other about it. Like, sometimes I'll make my own decision on whether I do this and that for the girls. But for the most part, it's like, okay, babe, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do. What do you think?
Yeah.
How can we tackle this?
Yeah.
And then
That's
we
it.
kind of just put our ideas together, and then we make a decision from there.
See, and the beautiful thing is, like, let's say you make a decision and you give it a go and it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
That's all good.
You go back to the drawing board, though.
Exactly.
Go back to the
Yeah.
drawing board. Okay,
Try it
this
again.
didn't work.
Yeah.
What else can we do? Yeah?
You know, like, if you can break out of that mindset where, like, the one choice is the right choice,
Yeah.
if you can break out of that and be like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe it's not the right choice, let's go back and do it instead of blaming.
Yeah.
Because blaming stings, like, you know, it stings and hurts a lot. But if you can switch your mindset and be like, okay, let's try this route, let's try this route, you'll eventually get there.
100%.
Hey, but
bro.
the best thing is you did it together.
Exactly.
That's the key right there.
So if it does fall and crash, you can be like, can't blame me. We're gonna blame each other. Eh? At least I don't take the blame on my own. We both take it together.
Yeah, man.
Teamwork makes the
100%.
dream work, man.
Yeah.
And I guess another thing too was like, we need to listen to our kids as well. You
Yeah.
know? As much as we think we know what's best for them, like it's healthy to give them an opportunity to express themselves too. Eh? And that's what's helped me in my relationship with my girls. And that's the type of relationship that me and my wife try and have with our girls, is
Yeah.
build a relationship where my girls are confident and they feel like they're safe. We're safe enough to come, and no matter what it is,
Yeah.
good, however bad it is, they're able to come to us and talk to us about it and ask for advice and see what we can do for them.
Man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. I think today, like, this was an awesome conversation, eh?
Thank you, Doggo.
Really, really
Appreciate
awesome
it, bro.
conversation, because I think the highlight of it is like that I take from this, and I'm sure all of you guys are gonna take from this, is that Stan here doesn't allow social media to control the outcome at his home. But
Because your home's a safe space, man.
it is.
And for me, that's my safe space.
Yeah.
I go to work, I have a stressful job or stressful day. I come home, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be home. My wife's there to greet me. My daughters are there to be like, how's your day?
And it can just change.
Exactly,
Like, just that there,
exactly. And that's
from a
why-
cranky mood to
Yeah.
like a happy mood. Like,
Absolutely. And that's why I invest most of my energy into the people that matter the most.
Yeah.
It's my home, my family around me, my friends that care for me.
yeah. Well, we'll probably wrap it at that, man. Man, Stan, thank you so much, man, for jumping on
Thank you,
there.
Doggo. Thank you for having me.
Man, if you guys don't already follow along with Stan, I'll drop all of his social media handles on my description below. But yeah, once again, thank you so much, Doko, man.
Thanks, Doggo. Appreciate it,
Man,
man.
that's us.